Okay, dear students, we are going to see the third part, that is seizing of independence. That we can see three groups how they tried. First one it is Sikh people. The second one it is Maratha. We will see in next page. Then last one it is Jat. So three group of people, though even though they was working under Mughals, or they was under the control of Mughal, they are trying to become independent state. They want to get their independence in their hand, and how they tried and under whose leadership we are going to see. The organization of the Sikh means in the starting, the organization of the Sikh was what it is. It was the religious institution or religious organization. By 17th century, what happened? They become political community. So up to that time, it was the in the form of a religion, and slowly they are becoming the political community. Now if you are looking to the this farmer strike, we can see many these Sikh people, they are fighting for the what we can say, the stopping that bill and or the abolishing the farmers bill, and they are working for that. So they are having the political power in their hand. They are having the organization, how to organize the people. Not only Punjab people, many people came there, and we can see how these Sikh religious people with a turban, how they are fighting for farmers. So we are moving to the next one. Several battles were fought by Guru Gobind Singh against Rajputs and Mughals. So the ruler of that area, it was it was Mughal, and Mughal people given some of the area under Rajputs. So Guru Gobind Singh, or the leader of the Sikh people, they was under his leadership, they fight with Rajput as well as the Mughal kings. Then after his death, both before and after the institution of Khalsa in 1699. So today's your homework. What is Khalsa? That we studied in which lesson? Chapter 8. We studied about the foundation and the development of the Sikh religion. That time we studied about Khalsa. So go back to 8th lesson and find out what is Khalsa. Then after his death, whose death? Guru Gobind Singh's death. In which year? 1708. Please underline that one. Guru Gobind Singh's death, that is in 1708. Then Khalsa rose into revolt against the Mughal authority under Banda Bahadur's leadership, declared their sovereign rule by striking coins in the name of Guru Nanak and Guru Gobind Singh, and established their own administration between the Satluj and Jamuna. So and after Guru Gobind Singh, who became the leader, Banda Bahadur became the leader, and he fought against the Mughal authority, or Rajput and Mughal together. That we are saying only Mughal authority. And they said themselves, or they declared that they are free from Mughal rule or the Rajput rule. And to show that one, what they done, they made coins in the name of Guru Nanak and the Guru Gobind Singh. And Guru Nanak was the religious head of Sikh religion, and Guru Gobind Singh, who taken the first initiative to fight against the Mughals as well as the Rajputs. So they made coin in the name of Guru Gobind Singh and Guru Nanak, and they declared them in front of the Mughals and Rajput. They are sovereign from everyone. They are free from everyone. And they established their own administration. It is from Satluj to Yamuna. So many part of Rajput and the Mughals taken by these Sikh people. Banda Bahadur was captured in 1715 and executed in 1716. So if once they got some area under them, then next time other kings, Mughals or Rajputs, they will fight against them. Like that, then the fight continued, and he taken by other kings, that in 1715, and they killed him in 1716. 16. So we were seeing about the Sikh people from a religious community, how in which century they become political community. After becoming political community, how they was continuously fighting with Mughals and Rajputs. Then after the first leader Guru Gobind Singh, who become the leader that we have seen, under the second leader Banda Bahadur, what happened, how they made themselves or declared to them declare their sovereign or free by making coins, we have seen. And from which area to which area was the ruling, that is from Satluj river to Jamuna river, that we have seen. And which year he become defeated or captured by other kings, that is in 1715. In which year he executed, that is in 1716. Okay, we are continuing. Under a number of able leaders in the 18th century, the Sikh organized themselves into a number of bands called Jatas, and later on Misls. So what they done, they got many leaders or efficient leaders was there in 18th century itself, and they then organized themselves into different bands or different groups, and they started to call one by one that Jats, and later on Misls. So their combined forces were known as the Grand Army, Dal Khalsa. The entire body used to meet at Amritsar at the time of Baisakhi and Diwali to take collective decision known as resolution of Guru or Gurmastas. So they had many leaders, able, efficient leaders. So they themselves made like that if there is 1,000 people, or they made into 3 groups or 4 groups, 300 like that, and they started to call that group particular groups like Jadas and or Misls. Then they had all types of army in each and every group. Military is there, those who are using the different weapons or horse like that things, each and every groups of the army was there in that, and they are having many number, not 1,000. That is one of the example I said. And then when they are coming together, the combined group forces, that was known as the Grand Army, and the Sikh name, Punjabi name what they given, Dal Khalsa. And the entire body, they are meeting every year, yearly they are meeting in 2 times. They are in Amritsar, that is in Baisakhi time and Diwali time. Then meeting in the Amritsar at the time of Baisakhi, we want to study in 8th standard as well as in 10th standard, because Jallianwala Bagh incident happened in the same time, which time people gathered there in Amritsar to celebrate Baisakhi festival. On that time only Jallianwala Bagh incident happened. So we will study that one in 8th standard as well as in 10th standard we want to study. So they are usually making the meeting, we are yearly meeting twice. They are having, one is in Baisakhi time, that in April, and Diwali, that is in the winter, just before the winter season. They are coming together there in Amritsar for what? To make the collective decision. They used to make the collective decision, and that making the collective decision, it is known as the resolution of Guru or Gurmastas. And the system called Rakhi was introduced, offering protection to the cultivators on the payment of a tax of 20% to the of the produce. So they made one of the system there, that is the Rakhi system. That what it means the offering protection to the cultivators. The cultivators should get the protection, because the Punjab area or Haryana area, it is very fertile area. All the people was depending on agriculture, so they want to get the protection, and the army will give protection to whom? Farmers or cultivators. And what they want to do? They want to give 20% of their production as tax to the army or to the to these Sikh people, means those who are was taking care of this army. So they will get protection, means farmers will get protection from army. Their crops won't spoiled by anybody else, and they want to give as a token of their gratitude, or as a wage for that, salary for that, as of the 20% of their produce. Then Guru Gobind Singh had inspired Khalsa with the belief that the destiny was a rule of Guru Gobind Singh. What he got the inspiration from whom? With Khalsa, and in that there was a belief that their destiny was to the rule. If they their what we can say, future, it is deciding by the king, like that. Raj Karenga Khalsa, that they was calling it Raj Karenga Khalsa, means the protection from king, like that they was thinking. Their well knit organization enabled them to put up successful resistance to the Mughal governors first, then to the Ahmad Shah Amdali, who had seized the rich provinces of Punjab and Sarkar of the Sirhind from the Mughals. So they made themselves as a well organized army, were well organized people. That's why they become successful in many war, even with Mughal kings. Then Ahmad Shah Amdali, then Sarkar of Sirhind, like that. With many people they fought and they become successful also. Then the Khalsa declared their sovereign rule by striking their own coins again in 1765. After their leader, when he died and executed, Bahadur executed that time, again they went under the this Mughals. Again they become sovereign or free from them, and made their own rulers coins in 1765. Significantly, these coins bore the same inscription as the one on the order issued by the Khalsa in the time of Banda Bahadur. How Banda Bahadur made in the same way, the 1765, after 50 years when they followed the same way. The Sikh territories in the late 18th century extended from Indus to Jamuna, but they were divided under different rulers. Even though they was taken the Indus River area onwards, means from Jammu Kashmir to Madhya Pradesh area, UP area, it was under their custody. What they done, they made the what we can say, decentralization of power policy. They adopted, and they given one by area to different people. One of them was Maharaja Ranjit Singh reunited these groups and established his capital at Lahore in 1799. Then when in the time of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, he collected all the people and made that single kingdom, and made his capital at Lahore, that present it is in Pakistan, in which year 1799. For what purpose? To show their power to other people, or to keep peaceful life in that area. Okay, we will continue in next video.